Good evening, everyone. The council, please come to order. We be led in prayer by Alderman Grant Neuendorf, please.
Almighty God, we ask for your blessing upon the members of this council as we assemble here in this chamber to conduct the ongoing business of our city. With your guidance, we will strive to ensure that all our decisions are for the common good, and your inspiration will instill respect, compassion, and thoughtfulness in all our deliberations. Give us the strength and the wisdom to lead by example as the people's representatives. And at the peace and harmony will make all our proceedings and keep us faithful to the trust placed in us by the citizens of your community. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. Alderman Nash, please.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Citizen comment general?
Thank you. Clear to citizen comment general at this time. And we have one person signed up, Mr. Greg Perry.
Hello. So I was here last week speaking and listening, and I heard repeatedly that we're not cutting the school budget. It was a semantic argument that was being made to support not properly funding the budget put forth by the Board of Education and City Council Ad Hoc Committee. This is a group that's made up of City Council and Board of Ed members that worked hard to put a thoughtful budget together based on an understanding of the needs of our schools and the needs of our city. They worked hard, as they had for the last few years, to come up with a fiscally responsible budget. When there was a counterproposal made to that budget, they cut their budget again, finding whatever they could to come up with a lower budget that would cause as least pain as possible to our families. In the end, that was countered by a budget that was voted for by members of this council that just woefully underfunds our school. Now the Board of Education is faced with some awful decisions about how to work within a budget that just doesn't add up. Any choices that we make are going to hurt our families and our children. It's sad, it's painful. I have no children in Norwich Public Schools, but this isn't about me. I lost a lot of sleep last week trying to think about what we're going to do, how we're going to make this work, and all the families that are going to be affected by their budget cuts. The fact that the option is even on the table that we're not going to have pre-kindergarten in the city of Norwich is despicable. And it was 100% avoidable. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Anyone else like to address the council on non-agenda items at this time? Please.
So good evening to the mayor and to the president pro tem and the rest of the council. First, let me start off by saying happy Juneteenth Day today. Friday, we had a program in the city. Today, there was a continuation of a festival downtown that was well attended, put on by young people in the city. This was not your typical folks that come together. They were young people who said they wanted to host a celebration today. The disappointment today is the fact that this was not recognized by the city of Norwich as being a holiday, national, state, and yet this city prides itself that the Norwich NAACP, working with the city back 34 years ago to be the first city in the state of Connecticut to even recognize, bring to the attention of everyone Juneteenth, that this city did not see the importance of working and finding a way as other cities have. And yes, it hit the paper this morning. New London, the mayor of New London declared Juneteenth a holiday in New London, with the exception of non-essential staff. It was in the governor's proposed budget last year that there would be some costs that cities would bear. There would be some costs that the state would bear to make this a holiday. Going forward, I can't change what didn't happen today. Going forward, I'd like to know what are the plans of this city to make Juneteenth a city holiday in 2024. Thank you.
Thank you. Again, would anyone like to address the council on non-agenda items at this time? Please, Ms. Filbert.
Good evening, Joanne Philbrick. It's unfortunate that I find myself here once again before you with an empty chamber. Now that the Board of Education pity parade is over, they don't have any need to come here. I'm sad, I'm frustrated, and quite frankly, I'm pissed off. Picture in your mind Friday afternoon, 3 o'clock. Our friend Natalie is continuing to have her illegal events all over the city. The police do nothing. I came down here to the planning board. I waited 20 minutes. I was told, yes, Deanna was at a meeting. Mr. Shuck was on the phone. I waited and I waited and I waited. I got it on the counter. They have 10 cards. Everybody in the department's got a big chunk of business cards. You get a card, but nobody works in the frigging office. So I said, you know what, 20 minutes, the hell with this. I come over here, I go to the city manager's office. On the front door, big sign, city manager's office closed, go to human resources. The head of human resources goes, what do you want? Not how may I help you? Not what do you want? And I said, well, where is everybody? And she goes, well, they're not here. I'm not stupid, I can read. So I go to the mayor's office. Nobody there, sign on the door. You walk into this building and it looks like a really bad yard sale. You got so much crap in the hall. Where is your civic pride? Where is your self-respect? Do you not have any? Can you not see the moral and social decay that is happening in this city? I was out the other day, I went to Lowe's. I'm coming back and I get to the intersection. And I had a stroke. I really have to be careful how my blood pressure, but you people are causing me so much stress because my quality of life has been compromised. I'm coming back from Lowe's, and I get to the intersection of Central Ave and whatever that other road is, and there are two bikers, and they've got the road blocked off. Now, these are not Harley riders. These are our friends on the illegal, uninsured, unregistered dirt bikes, and they've got the roads blocked off as 30 or 40 of these marauding gangsters ascend on the street. They're up and down, I'm getting rid of that damn thing.
Please summarize.
Peter, you don't want to hear from the constituents of this city. You don't. Let's be honest. You 3 minutes, and that's it. What up? What did you?
Is there anyone else like to speak to the council on non-agenda items at this time? Anyone else like to speak to the council on non-agenda items at this time? And would anyone else like to speak to us on non-agenda items at this time? Seeing no one else, thank you.
Public hearing relative to a resolution regarding the Neighborhood Assistance Act recommendations.
At this time, I declare this public hearing open on the Neighborhood Assistance Act. And if anyone would like to speak to the council on those projects that are listed for this year's funding recommendations, please approach the microphone, name and address, 3 minutes, please. Anyone would like to address the council on the Neighborhood Assistance Act? Okay, would anyone like to address the council on the Neighborhood Assistance Act? Please.
Sheila Hayes, and I forgot to say my address earlier, 382 Laurel Hill Avenue. The proposed allocation funded for the various groups, support. They're viable and they're very necessary in the city. The question I have, and it may have been in a previous, I do know that there's a couple that are not being funded who have been asked, not quite sure. So one of them I look at, and I'm trying to get the line item, is the Three Rivers Community College Food Pantry. I don't know if there was a reason given as to why through the CDBG.
Excuse me, Sheila, that's the next public hearing.
maybe
On Community
it's my
Development
glasses.
Block Grant. This is
Oh,
the
I'm on the wrong.
Ari Van Nostrand.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Okay, okay, well, I'll stop there and wait for the community block grant. I apologize.
That's okay.
But I do support the entities for that have put into, for the neighborhood assistance. That program is a very valuable program for the city and for the nonprofits that are able to benefit from it.
Thank you. Again, would anyone like to address the council on the Neighborhood Assistance Act? Or again, anyone like to address the council on the Neighborhood Assistance Act? Again, these are tax credits that business firms sponsor to assist those in need here in our community. Keeps local dollars here in Connecticut, in Norwich itself, instead of being paid back to the state. Again, anyone like to address this on the Neighborhood Assistance Act at this time? Can anyone like to address the council on the Neighborhood Assistance Act at this time? Third and final request. Anyone like to address this on the Neighborhood Assistance Act at this time? Seeing no one else, I declare that public hearing closed. Thank you.
Okay, public hearing number 2, relative to a resolution regarding the Community Development Block Grant allocation recommendations.
Thank you. I declare this public hearing to be open at this time and invite anyone like to comment. Ms. Hayes?
Okay, thank you, Sheila Hayes, 382 Laurel Hill Avenue, and I apologize for mixing up the public hearings. But again, the question I have is I don't know if there was any reason given as to why the Three Rivers Community College Food Pantry would not be supported by a community development block grant funding. I mean, I don't want to assume that all of you do know, but there are families in this who are still being impacted with inflation coming out of COVID. That food is still one of the areas that we have seen with the SNAP benefits being eliminated and other reductions, that's an area of great need in the city. So I was just curious as to why there was no funding given to that program.
Thank you. I'd also like to comment on the Community Development Block Grant Program at this time and their recommended funding list. Can I also comment on the Community Development Block Grant Program? Again, anyone like to comment on the Community Development Block Grant Programs for fiscal year 23-24? Seeing no one else, declare that closed as well. Thank you.
Petitions and communications, letter of resignation from Joshua Chapman from the Board of Education.
Thank you. At this time, I'd like to ask for motion on the floor that this be received. Alderwoman Gould, is there a second? Alderman Grant Neuendorf. Is there discussion? Seeing no discussion, let the record know that we thank the young man for stepping up and running in the first place. And thank him for his service. Roll call, please.
Alderman Nash?
Yes.
Alderwoman Berto?
Yes.
Alderman Singh?
Yes.
Woman Gould?
Yes.
Alderman Neuendorf?
Yes.
President Pro Tem DeLucia?
Yes?
Mayor Nystrom?
Yes. Thank you. Motion passes 7-0.
Citizen comment on resolutions on agenda items only.
Thank you. At this time, I declare that open, and one person has signed up, Valerie Gambarell. Is she here? Yes.
Allen Avenue, Norwich.
Thank you.
The question I have is relative to number 3. I noticed, like Ms. Hayes said, that Juneteenth was not really celebrated, but I wanted to know why July 3rd would be. Why you would have a meeting on July 3rd, ask for that meeting to not be held, but then have a meeting on Juneteenth when nobody here that I saw even bothered to come to Juneteenth. And you wonder why that you don't get the participation from certain people in this community because we do not feel that you guys even consider us or think about us.
Thank you. Anyone else like to speak on the resolutions on the council's agenda at this time? Again, anyone else like to speak to the council on the resolutions at this time? Again, anyone like to speak to the council on the resolutions at this time? Anyone like to speak to the council on the resolutions at this time? Seeing no one else, thank you all.
Number 1, relative to approve applications relative to Neighborhood Assistance Act recommendations.
Thank you. At this time, I'd ask for a motion to bring Resolution 1 to the floor. Alderwoman Gould, is there a second? Grant Neuendorf, please. Is there discussion? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Okay. Alderman Nash?
Yes.
Alderwoman Berto?
Yes.
Alderman Singh?
Yes.
Alderwoman Gould?
Yes.
Alderman Neuendorf?
Yes.
President Pro Tem DeLucia?
Yes.
Mayor Nystrom?
Yes. Thank you. Resolution 1 is adopted 7-0.
Number 2, relative to approve community development block grant allocation recommendations.
A motion, please, to bring this forward. Alderwoman Gould, second. Alderman Grant Neuendorf. Is there discussion? Alderman Nash.
I'll bring it up. The DWP, the Tapfield sidewalks for $12,000. I don't know much about putting in sidewalks, but I know that that's probably not even enough for one curb. So I was wondering if we can get some kind of explanation as to why or what. Maybe we can move that money somewhere else, like, say, the Three Rivers Community College Food Pantry. But if I can get some clarification as what the $12,000 will actually buy.
Thank you.
Hi, this is Deanna Rhodes. I'm the Interim Director of Community Development. I have Tian Curtis here with me today. Tian has been much more involved. I came in on the 11th hour here, so she's aware of how the allocations and what the committee decided when they voted, so I'm going to bring her up to discuss it.
Thank you.
And then I can chime in as a couple things that I know too, but I would like her to talk about it.
Hi, good evening. Tian Curtis with the Department of Community Development. So I would, if you don't mind, first like to address the comment on the food pantry. Unfortunately, the reason that that particular application was not funded was that it was not eligible as the students of Three Rivers Community College only represent 28% are Norwich residents. So just one of the general rules of community development block grant funds, it has to benefit low-mod residents of the town. So unfortunately, reaching only 28% of Norwich, we weren't able to consider that for funding. In regard to the sidewalks, you are correct in looking at the cost estimates that were provided. The $12,000 figure would not have covered any of those items listed. The CDAs, the Community Development Advisory Committee, came to that number after funding 100% all of the eligible activities that they felt were to be awarded. Unfortunately, HUD rules say that you can't fund something more than they've asked for. And so because there was that remainder and the sidewalks are an eligible activity, that is where that number came from. It needed to be awarded to a qualifying applicant, hence the sidewalks. If you guys have any other questions, let me know, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you, yes. What's that?
So, just so you know, I did speak with Pat McLaughlin, Director of Public Works, regarding this, and I think, like Tian said, there was a balance left after they funded 100% of the eligible organizations and for the work that they're doing. So I explained, they did not get the funding that they wanted. However, the funding somewhat is overlap. So there's monies that they use for sidewalks that are like in 1 year and they use them the next year. So I did speak with Public Works because originally they were like, well, we're not interested, 12,000 isn't going to help us, it's pittance, and said, well, why don't you hold on to it and then do, come next year for your application, you have that much more in there, just waiting. So, my last discussion with Pat before he's on vacation now was that he was in agreement to go ahead and just leave that in there as a line item, because otherwise we can't, like you said, we can't increase anyone else's funding and there's money left. So just kind of as a holding for that sidewalks for next year. Is there any more questions?
Alderman Nash, does that satisfy your
Yeah,
concern?
I'm very satisfied.
Thank you. President Pro Tem, please.
Thank you. So Tian, and you might just answer it from there. You said, so 28%, back to the Three Rivers Food Pantry.
Yes.
You said only 28% of Norwich residents are students. What percentage would have crossed the threshold?
Be at least 51%.
Okay.
And then of those 51%, the 100% would be local and have their income screen as they were served.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there further questions or concerns? Alderwoman Gould.
I have one question on the OIC of New London County. So I realize they service both the Norwich and New London counties,
That is correct, yes.
and they are federally funded with over $1 million worth of federal funds.
Okay.
What will they be doing with $30,000?
So the OIC will be providing training for specifically early childhood education. I apologize, I don't know the actual job, but those that would like to work in early education, daycare provider, in a public daycare, not in a home daycare, but it would strictly be, again, Norwich residents that have been screened to meet the income requirements, and specifically early childhood education certification.
And you may or may not know the answer to this question, but typically, how many people who live in Norwich go through that program?
I apologize, I don't, they are required to do quarterly reporting. I'd be happy to provide you with the information that they met last year for their funding. I'd be happy to send that to all of you.
Yeah, because the $30,000 is about twice what the city of New London gives them,
Okay.
which I believe was $12,000. So I just wondered why we were being so generous.
I can't speak to the CDAC on that part, but I would be happy to show you the quarterly reports they provide to show where that money is going.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Is there further comment, questions at this time? Resolution 2. Seeing none, thank you very much, Deanna. Roll call, please.
Alderman Nash?
Yes.
Alderwoman Berto?
Yes.
Alderman Singh.
Yes.
Alderwoman Gould.
Yes.
Alderman Neuendorf.
Yes.
President Pro Tem DeLucia.
Yes?
Mayor Nystrom.
Yes. Thank you. That resolution is adopted 7-0.
Resolution 3, relative to canceling July 3rd, 2023 City Council meeting.
Thank you. Motion to bring this to the floor, please. Is there a motion to bring resolution to the floor? Is there a motion to bring resolution to the floor?
Make a motion.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So that this could be discussion if the council would want it.
Thank you. The motion is to bring it to the floor. Is there a second? Alderman Nash. Is there discussion? Alderman Nash.
I'll start it off. Ma'am, I too am upset with the Juneteenth Day celebrations that we didn't have in our city. I don't know if you know me very well, but decades ago, I helped bring that celebration to our city, and I was very proud when I was a police officer that Houston, Texas, and Norwich, Connecticut were the only two cities in the entire United States that celebrated that holiday. And I am upset, and I'm sorry, I had to work today, so there was nothing I could do. My boss didn't recognize it as a holiday, so I was forced to go to work today. But I do hope, and I will work with the council and the mayor to make sure that we have a better celebration next year, because it was one of my things I was proud of when I was on the NAACP and the chairman of the Martin Luther King Center, that we celebrated. Sheila was there with us and helped bring that to here. So I would say that I don't think we should be canceling the July 3rd meeting. We do have a lot of stuff to do. There is an election coming back up for November, so we do have the people's work to do, and I don't think taking a day off is a good idea.
Thank you. Is there further discussion? Yes, President Pro Tem.
Well, this has less to do with the content of Resolution 3 to the greater topic here. And without the benefit of having the city manager here, because I know that he had conversations with the workforce in the city, with the unions in the city, and there were discussions about different ways to deal with the Juneteenth holiday. This is also an odd year where 4th of July happens on a Tuesday, and we understand, those of us who have had conversations about this understand that that Monday might be problematic for a lot of folks, but personally, from my standpoint, I don't know why we can't just add Juneteenth to the list of accepted holidays on the city's calendar. And I personally do not have a problem with having a regularly scheduled meeting on on July 3rd. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there further discussion?
Is that a motion, Alderman DeLucia, for the Juneteenth Day celebration thing?
No, it's, I can't, I don't believe that I can make that motion. That is a
That's
collective
not-
bargaining issue, not a
right.
council action issue.
Is there further discussion? Alderman Singh.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mayor. Just for the benefit of people, I just want to let you know, myself and Mr. Mayor, we both were on the flag raising ceremony right outside City Hall for Juneteenth. When I was in Board of Ed and we did cultural calendar, Juneteenth was part of it. And same thing in our city, when we did cultural calendar, Juneteenth is part of it. But I understand why the holiday and stuff was not accommodated. It's due to according to my understanding with the city manager, it's a contract issue. And like Board of Ed, we don't sit in contract negotiations. So, but I'm sure if we all work together, we'll find a way to accommodate that for next year. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there further discussion? I will simply say that I'll be voting no on Resolution 3. There is work to be done moving forward, and I'll make a comment. A comment was made about the Mayor of New London. The Mayor of New London and the Mayor of Norwich are very different. The Mayor of New London hires and fires everyone. This mayor does not, nor does this mayor have the right to override collective bargaining agreements, nor does the city manager on his own. They have to go through the negotiation process, and I am sure that it will take place as we move forward. But it may not end up being an additional holiday. It may be a trade-off where employees give up a holiday they already have, and that's in recognition of taxpayers, and let's not forget them. Because every time you just grant a holiday, you're costing the taxpayers more money, and no work is being provided at that particular time if it's just given away. So the collective bargaining is the right way to go, and I'm sure that we will. Seeing no, is there further? No. Roll call, please.
Okay, Alderman Nash?
No.
Alderwoman Berto?
Yes.
Alderman Singh?
No.
Alderwoman Gould?
No.
Alderman Neuendorf?
No.
President Pro Tem DeLucia?
No?
Mayor Nystrom?
No. 1 to 6?
Yes.
Yeah. Resolution not adopted, 1 in favor, 6 against. Thank you.
Okay. Number 4, relative to fill a vacancy on the Board of Education.
Thank you. At this time, I'd ask for a motion to postpone action on this item until the next council meeting, which would be the 3rd of July. Motion by Alderwoman Gould, second. Alderman Grant Neuendorf. The discussion, seeing none, roll call.
Alderman Nash?
Yes.
Alderwoman Berto?
Yes.
Alderman Singh?
Yes.
Alderwoman Gould?
Yes.
Alderman Neuendorf?
Yes.
President Pro Tem DeLucia?
Yes?
Mayor Nystrom?
Yes. Thank you. The motion postponed is adopted 7-0.
Okay. Number 5, relative to amending Rules of Procedure 2123.
A motion, please, to bring this forward to the floor. Alderwoman Gould, is there a second? Alderman Grant Neuendorf, is there discussion? No discussion, roll call.
Alderman Nash?
Yes.
Alderwoman Berto?
No.
Alderman Singh?
No.
Alderwoman Gould?
Yes.
Alderman Neuendorf?
Yes.
President Pro Tem DeLucia?
No?
Mayor Nystrom?
Yes. Thank you. Resolution 5 is adopted 4-3.
Number 6, council appointments of council members to standing committees. 6A, Public Works and Capital Improvement Committee.
Thank you. A motion to bring this to the floor, please. Alderwoman Gould, second. Alderman Grant Neuendorf, is there discussion? Seeing none, roll call.
Alderman Nash?
Yes.
Alderwoman Berto?
Yes.
Alderman Singh?
Yes.
Alderwoman Gould?
Yes.
Alderman Neuendorf?
Yes.
President Pro Tem DeLucia?
Yes?
Mayor Nystrom?
Yes. Thank you. Resolution is adopted 7-0.
6B, Public Safety Committee.
A motion, please, to bring this to the floor. Alderwoman Gould, second. Alderman Grant Neuendorf, is there discussion? Yes. Alderwoman Tracy Berto.
I'm not able to serve on this committee.
Are you asking for an amendment then?
Yes.
The floor is yours.
I would like to make an amendment. I'm not able to serve on this committee.
You're asking your name be removed then?
Yes, please.
Oh, okay. Just so it's clarified. Okay. Is there a second?
Seconded?
Seconded by President Pro Tem. Is there discussion on the motion to remove Alderwoman Tracy Berto's name from the amendment, for the resolution before us? Being none, a roll call then, please.
Alderman Nash?
Yes.
Alderwoman Berto?
Yes.
Alderman Singh?
Yes.
Alderwoman Gould.
Yes.
Alderman Neuendorf.
Yes.
President Pro Tem DeLucia.
Yes.
Mayor Nystrom.
Yes. The amendment is adopted, 7-0. The resolution before us, is there further discussion? Roll call.
Excuse me, Mayor.
Nobody is speaking up. Okay. President Pro Tem, you have the floor.
No, I'm sorry, I wasn't, I
I
was
would
just
like to make
pointing
an
out
amendment.
that.
Oh, I apologize. Okay, thank you. I'm sorry, didn't see. Yes, Alderwoman Berto, the floor is
I would-
yours.
I would like to make an amendment. I would like to appoint President Pro Tem Joe DeLucia to that committee, please.
Motion to amend to appoint President Pro Tem to the vacant position on public safety at this time. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Alderman Singh, second. Is there discussion? Roll call.
Alderman Nash.
Yep.
Alderwoman Berto.
Yes.
Alderman Singh.
Yes.
Alderwoman Gould.
No.
Alderman Neuendorf.
Yes.
President Pro Tem DeLucia.
Yes.
Mayor Nystrom.
No. The amendment is adopted 5-2. On the resolution as amended, is there further discussion? Seeing none, roll call.
Alderman Nash.
Yes.
Alderwoman Berto.
Yes.
Alderman Singh.
Yes.
Alderwoman Gould.
No.
Alderman Neuendorf.
Yes.
President Pro Tem DeLucia.
Yes.
Mayor Nystrom.
No. The resolution is adopted as amended 5-2.
6A, Appointment and Reappointment Committee.
A motion, please, to bring this to the floor. Alderwoman Gould, is there a second? Alderwoman Berto? Is there discussion? President Pro Tem?
Mr. Mayor, I'm no longer willing to serve on this committee, so I'd like to make an amendment that Alderwoman Tracy Berto, who is currently serving on this committee, that I should say that my name be removed and that Alderwoman Berto's name be put in my place.
Thank you. Motion to amend, replacing DeLucia with Berto. Is there a second? Alderwoman Berto. Is there discussion? Seeing none, roll call.
Alderman Nash. I'm sorry?
Yes.
Yes.
Sorry.
Alderwoman Berto.
Yes.
Alderman Singh.
Yes.
Alderwoman Gould.
Yes.
Alderman Neuendorf.
Yes.
President Pro Tem DeLucia.
Yes.
Mayor Nystrom.
Yes. Thank you. Resolution is adopted 7-0.
Is that the amendment or we have to?
I mean amendment.
Yeah.
Forgive me.
Sure.
Okay. The resolution as amended. Is there further discussion? Seeing none, roll call.
Alderman Nash.
Yes.
Alderwoman Berto.
Yes.
Alderman Singh.
Yes.
Woman Gould.
Yes.
Alderman Neuendorf.
Yes.
President Pro Tem DeLucia.
Yes.
Mayor Nystrom.
Yes. Thank you. The resolution as amended, adopted 7-0.
Number 7, relative to the city manager accepting a deed in lieu of foreclosure for 49 Sturtevant Street.
Is there a motion, please, to bring it to the floor? Alderman Nash, second Alderwoman Gould. Is there discussion? Seeing none, roll call.
Alderman Nash.
Yes.
Alderwoman Berto.
Yes.
Alderman Singh.
Yes.
Alderwoman Gould.
Yes.
Alderman Neuendorf.
Yes.
President Pro Tem DeLucia.
Yes.
Mayor Nystrom.
Yes. Resolution is adopted 7-0. May I have a motion for the council to move to executive session? Alderwoman Gould?
Second.
You want to read it?
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were waiting for a second before.
No,
you
no,
read
she
it.
usually reads it, and then...
Jumping ahead.
I hereby move pursuant to Connecticut General Statute, Section 1-200, subsection 6, that the members of the Norwich City Council go into executive session for the purpose of discussing the acquisition or disposition of real estate or interests in real estate when publicly regarding the site, and the acquisition or disposition of interests in the same would adversely impact the price of the same. To review preliminary drafts of proposals pertaining to the use of the properties, and to review commercial or financial information given in confidence not required by statute. The council having determined that the public interest in holding such discussions in executive session clearly outweighs the public interest in disclosure at this time. Finance Director and Acting City Manager Josh Pothier, President of the Norwich Community Development Corporation Kevin Brown, and Corporation Counsel Michael Driscoll shall be asked to participate during all or a portion of this executive session at the request of the council.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Seconded.
Seconded by Pro Tem. Roll call, please.
Alderman Nash?
Yes.
Alderwoman Berto?
Yes.
Alderman Singh?
Yes.
Alderwoman Gould?
Yes.
Alderman Neuendorf?
Yes.
President Pro Tem DeLucia?
Yes.
Mayor Nystrom?
Yes. Council, come back to order. Let the record show that no votes were taken.
Resolution 8. Resolution 8, relative to authorizing the city manager to file a grant application through the Connecticut Community Investment Fund for the waterfront revitalization project.
Thank you. A motion, bring it to the floor. Alderwoman Gould, second. Alderman Singh. Is there discussion? Roll call.
Alderman Nash?
Yes.
Alderwoman Berto?
Yes.
Alderman Singh?
Yes.
Alderwoman Gould?
Yes.
Alderman Neuendorf?
Yeah.
President Pro Tem DeLucia?
Yes.
Mayor Nystrom?
Yes. Thank you. Resolution 8 is adopted 7-0.
Motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn, Alderwoman Gould, second. Alderman Nash. Roll call.
Alderman Nash?
Yes.
Alderwoman Berto?
Yes.
Alderman Singh?
Yes.
Alderwoman Gould?
Yes.
Alderman Neuendorf?
Yes.
President Pro Tem DeLucia?
Yes.
Mayor Nystrom?
Yes. Motion to adjourn is adopted 7-0.